Good evening, welcome back to another edition of SUTV News. I'm JD DeRazio.
And I'm Haley Galaskis.
Relay for Life is coming up next Friday from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the Shipwreck. This is a 9-hour event that brings the campus community together to raise money for the American Cancer Society and to remember those who lost their battles with cancer. To raise money, there will be events hosted throughout the week by colleges against cancer. Starting off on Monday, you can make a luminaria bag to honor those who lost their battle with cancer. On Tuesday, there will be a dunk tank to raise money for the American Cancer Society. And on Wednesday and Thursday, there will be 2 different food trucks to campus. Finally, Friday will be the Relay for Life. The Career Center is hosting its Spring 2024 Job and Internship Fair. There will be over 120 employers to meet with at this event. You also have the opportunity to get a LinkedIn headshot as well. This event will be hosted from April 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Huygens Fieldhouse. Be sure to dress professionally and bring your resume.
As you all probably know by now, the Franklin Scott Key Bridge collapsed Tuesday. The current updates are that 2 people have been rescued, 2 have been recovered, and 4 construction workers still remain to be found. Divers will continue to search as investigations for the collision continue. Let's send it off to Caleb Westover for more details on the incident.
Singaporean cargo ship Dali crashed into the Franklin Scott Key Bridge at 1:28 a.m. Tuesday, following a total blackout of engine and electrical power. This loss in power can be seen in the video as the ship's lights flicker, which is likely due to an emergency generator kicking in. However, the engines were not recovered. This loss of propulsion meant that the captain could no longer control the ship nor change directions. Anchors were dropped, but this 213 million-pound behemoth traveling at 8 knots could not be stopped, leading to the impact to the main support pillar of this truss-designed bridge, which has no cable support and instead relies on an equal spread of weight across all pillars. The loss of a single pillar means the force must travel twice as far, triggering a progressive collapse. And while there are many speculations online, there are no confirmed details. Both the ship and bridge passed multiple inspections in the last year. The cargo ship Dali did have a problem with propulsions and auxiliary machinery last June while in Chile, but passed inspection. Additionally, the latest inspection has been performed in September by the U.S. Coast Guard while the cargo ship was in New York. As investigations by the National Transportation Safety Board progress, the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, is focused on 4 areas: reopening the port, dealing with supply chain issues, rebuilding the bridge, and addressing the automotive transportation needs. The Franklin Scott Key Bridge links Interstate 695 across 1.6 miles of the Patapsco River, in which 33,000 vehicles travel daily. An estimated $56.8 million are generated in the toll revenue solely from this bridge. Additionally, this port is the 16th largest in the U.S. with an estimated $74 billion worth of goods brought in annually. While this may not have an effect worldwide, it is the largest port nationally for automotive and machinery equipment. It is unknown when the bridge will be reconstructed. However, President Biden expects the federal government to pick up the entire cost of rebuilding. This has yet to develop as Congress is on recess until the week of April 8th. This morning, Governor Moore asked the Biden administration for $60 million to pay for debris recovery amongst the initial costs. This catastrophic event will likely continue on for the next couple of years as we look for updates on the incident. For SUTV News, I'm Caleb Westover.
The quad was taken over last week by some cuddly dogs. Dogs on the quad is great if you're having a rough time adjusting to ship or just want to play with some cute pups. If you missed the last dogs on the quad, don't worry. You could still have 2 more chances to see them this semester. Come to the quad April 4th and 30th for your chance to hang out with some furry friends.
Coming up in world news, our coverage of the Moscow attack.
Stay tuned after these messages.
Are you failing a class or don't know what you're doing? You're in luck. Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mowry Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center Collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
It is now time to go around the globe and check in with Evan Pahusky, who has this week's world news.
Former President Donald Trump's first criminal trial is now set to get underway next month. A judge overseeing the Stormy Daniels hush money case announced on Monday the trial will begin on April 15th. CNN's Brian Todd has more on the lead up to this point.
It wasn't until almost 12 years after the affair allegedly occurred that the world first learned of the allegations of hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. In January 2018, the Wall Street Journal reported that in the weeks before the 2016 election, Donald Trump had arranged a $130,000 payment to the adult film star to keep her from publicly discussing their alleged 2006 encounter. Shortly after the Journal report came out, then Trump attorney Michael Cohen said he had paid Daniels using his own money. Cohen initially said he was not directed by Trump or the Trump campaign to make a payment and said Trump never reimbursed him. But Cohen later contradicted those statements under oath, saying Trump did direct him to make the payment and reimbursed him. Later in 2018, Cohen pleaded guilty to criminal charges in federal court, including campaign finance violations related to the hush money payments.
Ultimately, he was prosecuted by federal prosecutors in Manhattan, went to prison, and he turned on Donald, disclosed all sorts of things about his conduct.
Cohen ultimately testified that Trump directed him to make payments to Daniels, quote, for the principal purpose of influencing the election, and later gave jarring testimony to Congress.
I am ashamed that I chose to take part in concealing Mr. Trump's illicit acts rather than listening to my own conscience.
Donald Trump has always denied having an affair with Stormy Daniels. In April 2018, he was asked by reporters about hush money.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
No.
But later in 2018, in an ethics filing, Trump acknowledged reimbursing Michael Cohen for more than $100,000, but didn't say what it was for. That same year, the New Yorker magazine detailed reports that Trump had had an affair with former Playboy model Karen McDougal. She spoke to CNN's Anderson Cooper about it.
The only regret I have about the relationship that I had with Donald was the fact that he was married.
The Wall Street Journal reported 4 days before the election that the publisher of the National Enquirer tabloid had paid McDougal $150,000 for the rights to her story shortly after Trump became the Republican nominee for president, but that the Enquirer never published the story.
Catch and kill, that is, pay someone and then kill a story that would be damaging to Donald.
Trump has denied having an affair with McDougal. Trump was indicted nearly 1 year ago on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records related to the Daniels hush money payments. He's pleaded not guilty. Daniels herself is the subject of a new documentary on Peacock, in which she details threats made against her since the story blew up in 2018.
It is direct threats. It is, I'm going to come to your house and slit your throat.
The judge in the hush money case has ruled that Stormy Daniels could be called to testify against Trump in the trial. Daniels has said she is ready to take the stand and is looking forward to telling her side of the story. Over 40 people have been killed and over 100 were injured following a mass shooting at Russia's Crocus City Hall on Friday. Following the tragedy, ISIS took responsibility for the attack on the Islamic State's social media platforms after several gunmen shot into large crowds with their automatic rifles. Excessive amounts of explosives were involved in the brutal attack, causing the venue's roof to engulf in flames. According to a national security spokesperson, the U.S. gave Russia information regarding the impending attack to be consistent with their, quote, duty to warn policy. Since the attack, Russia is looking to enhance security throughout the city of Moscow. There is yet to be word on the whereabouts of the attackers, as more information will be provided. Crews have been diligently working to control the wildfires that have been scorching the grounds of West Virginia since the beginning of the week. West Virginia has brought in the National Guard to assist their efforts in stopping the fire by releasing 630 gallons of water on the flames. The governor, Jim Justice, has established a state of emergency on a handful of northeastern counties. Already a number of homes, companies, and camps have suffered millions of dollars in damages. The fires have threatened the Appalachian Trail and the Shenandoah National Park, causing a temporary shutdown. Other states, such as Virginia and Maryland, have reached out to help fight the fires, which have spread to neighboring areas. The U.S. Justice Department in more than a dozen states filed a blockbuster antitrust lawsuit against Apple on Thursday. The DOJ claiming Apple uses anti-competitive tactics like blocking new apps and degrading how Android messages appear on iPhones to maintain a monopoly on the smartphone market. Apple saying the lawsuit would set a dangerous precedent and said the legal action could threaten the tech giant's ability to create cutting-edge products worldwide. Mike Valerio explains what's at the very core of the historic suit.
It's a sweeping U.S. antitrust lawsuit against Apple, which the Department of Justice compares to its historic case against Microsoft in the 90s and the breakup of the monopoly of Standard Oil back in 1911. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said Thursday the heart of this blockbuster case is simple.
We allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power, not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse.
Making other products worse, the DOJ alleges, to disincentivize consumers from using products that are not made by Apple.
We bring this case to make sure that Apple competes by innovating rather than imposing rules and fees that prevent others from innovating and competing too.
The DOJ described how Apple, it says, degrades how Android messages appear on iPhones, blocks new apps on the iPhone operating system, and restricts competing smartwatches from working with iPhones. All the DOJ says making consumers more likely to buy from Apple.
As any iPhone user who has ever seen a green text message or received a tiny, grainy video can attest, Apple's anti-competitive conduct also includes making it more difficult for iPhone users to message with users of non-Apple products.
Apple denied the lawsuit's allegations and in a statement said the lawsuit could set a, quote, dangerous precedent and hinder its ability to make compelling and consumer-friendly technology. The company writing, quote, this lawsuit threatens who we are and the principles that set Apple products apart in fiercely competitive markets. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The 3 surviving members of the Ghost Army were honored on Capitol Hill Thursday. The Ghost Army was a secret unit that used things like costumes, props, and sound effects to trick the Nazis during World War II. The group was made up of artists, actors, and radio and sound professionals. The unit is credited with saving somewhere between 15,000 to 30,000 fellow service members by using different tactics to lure the enemy away. The remaining members of the Ghost Army were presented with the Congressional Gold Medal for their heroics. This has been World News with Evan Bahusky. Now back to JD and Haley at the desk.
Coming up next, what you need to know about the reopening of the sweetest place on earth.
That along with your 7-day forecast after these messages.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
If you're looking for a way to get involved and inform the community, student media is the place to be. With SHIP's award-winning newspaper, The Slate, Emmy-winning television station SUTV, campus radio station 88.7 WSYC, and Public Relations Society PRSSA, no matter what you're interested in, student media has something for you. Visit the second floor of the Cub or Roland Hall for more information. This is a public service message from SUTV.
Well, Haley, this week's weather was a little bit better than last week, but I'm still not really where I want to be yet.
Yeah, it's very sweater weather right now, and we need to just keep going. We're so close.
It's hoodie season right now.
Keep going there.
It's weather, but let's see what Abby Hockenberry has to say, who has this week's weather.
Thank you, JD and Haley. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates. My favorite part about Easter is the chocolate bunnies, of course, even though when I was little, I used to get sad when I ate them because I thought I was killing the chocolate bunny. But I'm sure plenty of chocolate bunnies will be getting killed on Sunday. Anyways, let's see what the weather has in store for us this week. Tonight, it will drop to the mid-30s and be cloudy for the most part, so nothing crazy happening here. We get a little bit of a break from the rain we had these past 2 days. So tomorrow, the good news is that it's going to be sunny and clear skies, a pleasant way to kick off the weekend. The bad news is that the winds may reach as high as 25 miles per hour, possibly more. Heading into this weekend, Saturday will be a high of 60 with a slight chance of rain in the evening. Overall, this week will stay in the mid-50s range except for Easter Sunday. It will be the warmest day, not only this week, but from last week too, which is lovely because if you're doing an Easter egg hunt, then it'll be comfortable to do outside rather than it being cold. Monday marks the start of April, and Mother Nature is not wasting any time when it comes to the famous saying, April showers bring May flowers, because Monday and Tuesday we can expect heavy rain throughout the day. It is calling for 1/4 of an inch in rainfall both days, but it will slow down come Wednesday morning and stay gone for the rest of the week. The superstitious part of me believes we are getting all of this rain because of April Fool's Day. It's giving us bad luck or something. Also, remember to not let yourself fall for the "your shoes untied" joke. I'm sure someone will say that to me at some point, and I will fall for it every time, sadly. But that is it with this week's weather. I am Abby Hockenberry. Now let's check in with Emily Hall, who has this week's entertainment.
Michael Jackson's youngest son, Blanket, is filing a legal injunction against his grandmother, Catherine. The decision comes after Catherine requested to use the estate's money to appeal a lawsuit against co-executors John Branca and John McClain. Blanket and his grandmother fought the executors against their decision to sell off a large portion of Michael Jackson's music catalog. Their suit lost, and Catherine is now trying to use money from the estate to fund the legal expenses for an appeal. Blanket, however, feels as though she should use part of her own $1 million allowance for this cost, as he believes an appeal will not go through. On Monday, federal authorities raided music mogul Sean Diddy Combs' residences in California and Florida. This is video of his home in Holly Hills on the west side of Los Angeles. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed that the agency and other local partners had, quote, executed law enforcement actions, said to be part of an ongoing investigation. The LA residence is reportedly an address tied to the Combs' production company. It is not yet known whether Combs or other residences of the properties are targets of the Monday raid. Representatives for Combs did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Attention all thrill seekers, the sweetest place on earth is opening their gates once again for the 2024 season. Hershey Park, the global amusement park juggernaut known for their breathtaking amusement rides, will be holding their opening day tomorrow, March 29th at 11 a.m. While there are no new rides this year, the park did make significant ride upgrades to two of the park's most notable roller coasters, Skyrush and Comet. Both coasters are getting new restraints and trains for the season, which will improve the ride's comfortability and overall guest experience. The water park still has a little ways to go before its opening on Memorial Day weekend, but for now, go and enjoy the sweet attractions that Hershey Park has to offer. This Saturday, the Raider East sports team is holding their second semesterly Smash Bros tournament. Located in the red zone at the Cub, prizes are determined by the number of entrants and will be rounded out in multiples of $5, favoring higher placements. There's a 32-player cap, so make sure to register before all spots are taken. Registration fee is $10, but for Shippensburg students and alumni, the fee is $5. All are welcome. On Thursday, Warner Brothers dropped the first trailer for the highly anticipated sequel to Tim Burton's 1988 hit Beetlejuice. Stars Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder return in Beetlejuice, seen in the trailer with another returning cast member, Catherine O'Hara. The teaser also features a new face, actress Jenna Ortega. Warner Brothers says the cast also includes William Dafoe, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci, and House of Dragon star Arthur Conti. Speculation about a potential sequel has been swirling for years. Ryder hinted at the possibility in 2016. Both Burton and Keaton also hinted about a sequel as early as 2013. That's it for entertainment. I'm Emily Hall. Now back to JD and Haley at the desk.
Coming up in sports, the Shippensburg lacrosse team is back in action.
Sports with Jeremy Perna is right on deck.
Are you a commuter that feels disconnected? Then stop by the Commuter Lounge in Cub 209 to learn more about opportunities to get involved in Shippensburg. Check out the lounge space to socialize with other commuters with a kitchenette, computers, games, and more. Get involved in the community and meet fellow commuters through the Raider Neighbor program. Never miss a moment at Ship. Learn how to become a part of the commuter community by emailing Bridget Allen at bcallen@ship.edu. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
Ship softball hosted Lock Haven in a clean sweep on Tuesday during their doubleheader. The Raiders' star performer for the day was freshman Reagan Bowman, who had her first 2 career starts. Bowman tallied a solo home run, 2 doubles, and an RBI single. Junior Alicia Ball pitched her 4th career 7-inning shutout in the first game. Freshman Madeline Dyer set a career high with 9 strikeouts during her first complete game in the circle. The Raiders will play at home against Millersville on Saturday at 1 p.m. Women's lacrosse played on Wednesday, and the Raider cold streak continues on into the spring. The team hosted Shepherd University at Robb Sports Complex, where they lost 11-9. The team put up a good offensive performance as they led 9-8 in the 4th quarter, yet Shepherd made a 3-point comeback to take the lead. Juniors Jamie Carvin and Sarah Vosberg both scored 3 points, earning hat tricks. Junior goalkeeper Kayla Vosberg made 10 saves and added another tally to her double-digit saves this season. Grace DeMarzio led the team with 6 draw controls. The Raiders continue play at 1 p.m. this Saturday, where they'll host Millersville at home. The Harrisburg Senators are back and ready to take the field for their 2024 season, with opening day being next week. The Senators will kick off their season next Friday at FNB Field against the Erie Seawolves for their first home game of the weekend. All eyes will be on the top prospect in the Nationals organization, Dylan Cruz, as he starts the season with the Senators. For the full schedule and tickets for the games, visit milb.com/Harrisburg. The NFL has voted to apply a couple new rules ahead of the 2024 season. The swivel maneuver used by defenders will no longer be allowed moving forward and will result in a 15-yard penalty. Explanations of the now illegal tackling move were displayed in a video during initial news conferences. Despite nearly zero opposition from NFL owners, many people, including current and former players, disagree with this new rule. The new kickoff rule is based off of an XFL rule where during kickoffs, the players are lined up on the opposing team's 40-yard line. Besides the kicker and the returners, all players must stay put until the returner fields the ball. The 2024 season is set to kick off September 5th, featuring the Kansas City Chiefs. With March Madness in full swing, here's Ben Willey with some insight on what's going on in the women's tournament.
This past weekend started the women's NCAA tournament and has been regarded as arguably the most anticipated women's tournament to date. One of the main reasons for that is superstar guard Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes. They started their tournament a bit slow but hope to catch fire heading into the Sweet 16 this weekend. After 2 rounds of play, there are only 4 perfect brackets remaining on the women's side, and none being perfect left on the men's side. Folks will be tuned in to watch some of the most impressive women's basketball the world has ever seen. For SUTV News, I'm Ben Willey.
That's all for sports this week. As always, I'm Jeremy Perna, tossing it back to JD and Haley at the desk.
You are not going to believe this brand new flavor of sparkling water.
Hear all the details after this commercial break.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Are you looking to try something daring and savory to quench your thirst? 7-Eleven has announced a new collection of sparkling waters in a variety of bold and cutting-edge flavors. One of the flavored seltzers is a twist on one of the 7-Eleven's most popular snacks. The Big Bite Hot Dog Sparkling Water combines that delicious taste of the iconic hot dog into one refreshing beverage, ketchup and mustard included, don't worry. 7-Eleven teamed up with art-inspired Brand Miracle Seltzer to create the line called 7 Select TM Sparkling Waters. Other flavors include lemon lime, green apple, and sweet orange. More details on the availability of the Big Bite hot dog flavor will be revealed on April Fool's Day.
I mean,
Seem fishy to you?
What is there to say? I mean, hot dog water, I mean, this is what we're doing now. I'm hoping with this being revealed on April Fool's Day, this is maybe just some elaborate hoax just to troll everybody because, I mean, what are we doing? Hot dog water?
Either way, I think if this wasn't a joke, maybe step back into the writing room.
Yeah, I mean,
once.
There's work to be done. But that's going to do it for tonight's edition of SUTV News. I'm JD Durazio.
And I'm Haley Galaskis. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and check out our website at sutvnews.org.
Thank you for watching. Good night.